Hello everybody, it's Mike. I'm here with another LEGO Star Wars Wave review. Today we're taking a look at the year 2015, so it's been a while back. It's actually 4 years back now. It's funny, it feels like it was just a year ago. But yeah, so 2015, the first year to introduce buildable figures, and that's where we'll start off. I'm just going to go ahead and name them. We have Jango Fett, Clone Commander Cody, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and General Grievous. Now, buildable figures are not my favorites. They're definitely nice display pieces for collectors, and I'm sure a lot of children really love to play with them. But personally, it's really not my taste of LEGO. I did, however, get my hands on the General Grievous because he is a really nice display piece. He definitely, I feel like the droid style goes so much better with the Technic joint pieces used for this sort of structure. You might note that Luke Skywalker or Obi-Wan, for example, don't look as good as the ones with helmets or droid arms in this series. But that's it for buildable figures. I'm really not a fan of them, but I know a lot of people are, so definitely it's up to you which ones you want to get and which ones you feel like are worth their own price. Starting off with Star Wars Episode 1, we have the AAT 75080. It's definitely a nice little set, and it fits very well in a mock with the larger MTT from 2007. But apart from that, it is a huge downsize from the 2008 AAT, and the minifigure selection is quite poor. So that's that. But it does come with 251 pieces for $25 US. We have the 75086 Battle Droid Troop Carrier, and same could be said for this one. It's a great display piece in a mock, but it doesn't have like a lot of purpose. What you do get in the set for $40 is 15 minifigures. Most of them are droids, but it is a nice way to refill and get a pack of droids once in a while. So it is a nice display piece, but there's not tons of playability to just a droid carrier. However, you do get quite a bit of battle droids. Then we have the 75091 Flash Speeder. Now this one is an amazing set, and it's really highly underrated because not a lot of people talk about this set, but it's so sleek looking, very strong and solid structure. You get a great minifigure selection, and on top of that, the speeder looks great. It's super fun to play with, it's a very nice build, and obviously a great display piece. Next up, we have the 75092 Naboo Starfighter. This set, well, like all Naboo Starfighters, it has the same structure and has the same aspect of, the general overall same structure of the build. Little things change around, but it remains just a Naboo Starfighter. What is nice is that for $50 US, you do get quite a bit of minifigures and then some little extra builds and droidicas and all that kind of stuff. So definitely a very nice Naboo Starfighter. Next up we have is the 75096 Sith Infiltrator, and I'm really not a fan of this set, mainly because it costs $90 US. You do get pretty boring minifigures. Qui-Gon and Darth Maul have been released in so many sets, and then Watto and little Anakin aren't really a huge drive because they're generally pretty annoying characters. The Sith Infiltrator itself is a good set. It's definitely much better looking than the previous models, but I'm not one that would be ready to pay such a heavy price for simply the Sith Infiltrator, because it's not it barely appears in Star Wars Episode 1 and it doesn't have a huge role, so there's no real interest towards the actual vehicle. Next up we have the 75085 Hailfire droid from Star Wars Episode 2, and this is a small $20 set. Honestly, I'll be straight honest with you guys. The Hailfire droids, it's a nice little addition to your collection. It's a nice little playset that goes well against your ATTE, but you're really getting the set for the Clone Trooper Lieutenant, because he's the main highlight of this set. He was previously released in a polybag and then released in this set, and personally he's one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars minifigures out there, so that's why I would definitely get more of this set. But the set itself doesn't really have much of a purpose. You get 2 battle droids and then a nice little Hailfire droid, which is highly underscaled compared to the actual vehicle. Moving on to Star Wars Episode 4, we have the 75081 T16 Skyhopper, very fun set. It's kind of out there. It's mainly a nice little nod to Star Wars collectors and long-term Star Wars fans, because it's not a vehicle that's really known to a lot of people. And it does appear briefly in Star Wars Episode 4 and Star Wars Episode 6, I believe. It includes a pilot and a Tusken Raider, so you know, a nice little $25 set. But then again, it's mainly a set nodding towards collectors. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are interested or know what this little vehicle is. I do want to make note of the 5002947 Admiral Yularen polybag, which is a nice exclusive minifigure. And moving on to Star Wars Episode 6, let's start off with the 30272 A-Wing Starfighter, a nice little polybag. That's, you know, it's a nice little thing to get on top of your big LEGO purchases. Let's start off with the 75093 Death Star Final Duel. This is one of my favorite playsets because I do enjoy sets such as shuttles and spaceships and all that, but once in a while a well-built playset is a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun building this set, playing with this set, displaying this set, and that's what's great about it, is that in all three aspects it's perfect, honestly. It makes up for a great display piece. You do get a nice array of minifigures, perfect, that goes along with the scene. It's an iconic scene of Star Wars, obviously, and you really can't go wrong with this set if you're an original Trilogy fan. And if you like to play with your LEGO, if you like to do anything, really, just if you just like the building process even, this set is just perfect for you. Very underrated set, and I'm really glad I did get this. And surprisingly, it is worth its $80, so it is definitely on my recommended list. And so is actually the next set, the 75094 Imperial Shuttle Tyderium. Now this set is also a great play set. Definitely 2015 had a lot of great sets, but the Imperial Shuttle and the Death Star Final Duel are among the best. So once again, it has great minifigures. The shuttle is a great display piece, but it's also a very fun play set because you can really have a lot of fun with the interior. The exterior also has a couple of guns and, you know, unfolding wings and all that kind of stuff. So definitely it's a huge set. It's actually much bigger than you'd expect it to be, and it's a very fun set. It used to retail for $100 US. Next up, we have some battle packs, and we have the 75079 Shadow Troopers, nice little expanded universe poly bag, and then we have the 75088 Senate Commando Troopers. This is a expanded universe poly bag, I think. Battle pack, sorry. So yeah, nice little set. And then we have the 75089 Geonosis Troopers. So actually, technically, if you do know your lore, all three battle packs of this year, or at least all of these three battle packs, are expanded universe. So interesting. And then if we move on, I just want to make a note of the Microfighters released that year. My favorite one being the 75072 ARC 170 Starfighter with the great clone pilot that comes with the set. Then there's also the 75073 Vulture Droid, 75074 Snowspeeder, 75075 AT-AT, and then the 75076 Republic Gunship. Then there's also the 75077 Homing Spider Droid. They all retail for $10, and it's really a debate of what minifigure and what little vehicle you best like. And then if you really like to collect Microfighters, then you might want to get all of them because they're actually not bad. You do get some decent minifigures in all sets. Yeah. And then for the miscellaneous section, because this one was released, this set was released in the original Clone Wars animated like cartoon series. The 75087 Anakin's Custom Jedi Starfighter, also known as the Azure Angel, and it is a classic set to people who know that old series, which was released before Star Wars Episode 3, after Star Wars Episode 2 was released, and it was a nice little series that explains the Clone Wars and details of the events between Star Wars Episode 2 and Star Wars Episode 3, which is not really obvious before we had the Clone Wars TV show in 2008. So great set, comes with 3 exclusive minifigures, I believe, and definitely recommend it to people who do know about the show. And then moving on to Star Wars Rebels, we have the 30274 ATDP polybag and the 275 TIE Advanced Prototype. So 2 nice little polybags. Then we have the 75078 Imperial Troop Transport. This is a nice battle pack because it comes with 4 Stormtroopers from Star Wars Rebels, so that's a nice army builder. And then you do get a nice little build. It's one of those little troop carriers type of vehicles that we do see quite often in the series. So it is an appropriate vehicle, and on top of that, the pieces included are very, very useful for a bunch of mocks. So that's nice. We have the 75082 TIE Advanced Prototype, another TIE Advanced, I guess, but it does come with the Inquisitor minifigure, which is exclusive to that set, which for some reason makes this set so much cooler, I guess. So it's definitely a nice set, and I highly recommend people get at least the Inquisitor minifigure if you do enjoy Star Wars Rebels. Otherwise, definitely skip out on this set, you're not missing out. Now we have the 7508380 DP. So this set is actually one that I would recommend even to people who aren't interested in Star Wars Rebels, mainly because the vehicle is just so interesting. I mean, it's obviously a prototype of the ATST, and you have included a bunch of pilots, Stormtrooper, and Agent Callus. So nice array of minifigures, and the set only used to retail for $50 US. So it's nice. And for those of you who are interested, obviously the ATDP is much taller than the ATST, and it's much bigger than the other 2-legged walkers that LEGO has released recently. So very nice set. Then we have the 75084 Wookiee gunship. Now this is a set that I would definitely not recommend to anybody. Obviously if you do like the set, the look of the set, and the minifigures, then you might want to get this set, but otherwise there's no drive to actually getting a hold of this set because it appeared in the series for like a couple of seconds, and from what I've understood, not a lot of people even like the series to begin with. So yeah, it's really hard to spend $70 on a set, on a vehicle that you don't really even see, mainly just to get Kanan and like 3 pretty cool Wookiee minifigures. So not a very fun set. And the same could be said about 75090 Ezra's speeder bikes. It's just literally 2 identical speeder bikes in different color schemes with Sabine, Ezra, and a Stormtrooper. So obviously if you like the series, you might want to get a hold of the set. If not, definitely skip out. Then we have the 75106 Imperial Assault Carrier, and this is actually my favorite set from the Star Wars Rebels entire line, because this vehicle is actually seen quite a bit in Star Wars. You do see it in Star Wars Episode 1. I mean, in the background, you always see this this vehicle. I mean, not necessarily in the Imperial format that it's like here, but it is a common Gozanti-class cruiser, so you do see this vehicle quite a bit in Star Wars. And what's nice is that it comes with 4 mini TIE fighters, and the vehicle, there's just so much playability. It's so detailed, it's so well built, it just looks great on display, and definitely you can have a lot of fun with the vehicle. And for those of you who are interested, it also comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minifigures, and includes 1,216 pieces. So a very fun set and very underrated LEGO Star Wars set. So there it is. And then we also have a nice little notice of the 5002938 Stormtrooper Sergeant polybag. So moving on to the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Oh, actually, before that, I do want to make mention of the 75097 Star Wars Advent Calendar. But moving on to the Star Wars sequel trilogy, we have the 30276 First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter polybag. A very nice little set. I guess it's kind of a reminder to the original little TIE Fighter polybag that we had back in 2008 that lasted for like years. But yeah, for the release of Star Wars The Force Awakens, they had this entire like sequel trilogy line, starting off with 75099 Rey's Speeder. I do have this set. It is a pretty nice little, it's a nice little vehicle, and it's definitely a nice little display piece to go along with your Force Awakens display. Minifigure wise, I mean, you're getting Rey obviously, but then you're really getting this other dude, which you don't really see in the movie as far as I can tell. And the speeder is really well built. It's definitely a nice little speeder. It's a solid, strong build. It's just really not worth 20 bucks. It's probably a $10 set, honestly. They kind of overdid the speeder on this one. And moving on, we have the 75100 First Order Snowspeeder. Again, I also got this set, but it's kind of sad because you don't actually see this vehicle. It was meant to be in the movie, but you don't actually see it in the movie, so it loses all its entire like purpose. You do get 3 First Order Snowtroopers, which those guys are really cool minifigures, and they're not included in a lot of sets, so they're kind of on the more rare side of the minifigures. And for $40, 3 Snowtroopers and 1 Speeder, really it's kind of pushing it, especially when the vehicle just doesn't appear in the movie, so that's that. Then we have the 75101 First Order Special Forces TIE Fighters, so this was the actual big vehicle, and I really do like it. I'm not a huge fan of the entire inverted color scheme with the original TIE Fighter, but it still works pretty good with me, and it definitely looks, you know, it's a solid, strong build. It's a solid TIE Fighter, and I'm really glad LEGO actually released the set. So, yeah. It is, however, extremely expensive because it only has 500 pieces, 4 minifigures, and it retails for $70, and most stores actually pushed it to like $80. So, yeah, it's a very expensive set. It's way, way, way overpriced. Then we have the 75102 Pose X-Wing Fighter. So this is a resistant X-Wing with the color scheme of Pose. So I guess that's that. I'm just generally not a huge fan of this set. I'm much more of a fan of the actual Resistance X-Wing, but you know, this one definitely looks kind of cool. You get 4 minifigures and 700 pieces for $80, so it's on the a little bit pricey side. And actually the same could be said for the 75103 First Order Transporter. This one comes with pretty much nearly 800 pieces, but only retails for $90. It does include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minifigures, so yeah. The actual set looks pretty ugly, but actually that's just the vehicle in lore, you know. The vehicle is pretty ugly, but what I do enjoy is that the concept of the vehicle, such as, you know, those World War II type boats, you know, boats that would just like drop troops, is a nice, it's a pretty cool concept. Yeah, I'm just really not convinced with the entire look of the vehicle, so that's why I wouldn't actually get this set. But it is a very fun playset though. So it's pretty ugly, but it's a really fun playset. Then we have the 75104 Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle. It has 1,000 pieces, used to retail for $120. Has a couple minifigures, 6 of them. And the issue with this set is that it actually doesn't look the way it looks in the movie. In the movie it's seen as a black vehicle with the wings in a V shape, and then here, as you can tell, it just has a whole gray color scheme, and the wings don't fold out into the V shape that we see in the movie. So it's pretty much, the set is ruined by concept art, I guess, because they probably sent pictures in concept art to LEGO, which LEGO made this set, and then it was changed in the final movie, which, you know, makes this set completely obsolete. But yeah, it is what it is. It's pretty sad. It has a lot of potential to be a very nice set, but I mean, it is a very fun playset in itself, but when you compare it to the movie, it's very different, so that's the issue. And I'd like to end off with the big baby, the 75105 Millennium Falcon. This is the Star Wars The Force Awakens edition, and it just comes with a little bit of a different color scheme, a little bit more of rusting, and you know, they try to make it look a little bit older, and they obviously changed the panel and the minifigure selection. So we have, let's see, 7 minifigures for $150, and the set has 1,329 pieces. So obviously, if you do like the sequel trilogy, definitely get this Millennium Falcon. If not, you can always get the 2011 one, I believe, which is based on the original trilogy. And obviously, if you have the money, then you might want to get the UCS model, but that's not for me. And I'd like to make mention of the 5002948 C3PO polybag, which is a very nice little polybag that was released. And then for the UCS sets, obviously they'll be covered more deeply in another video, but we have the 75060 Slave 1, which is probably my favorite LEGO Star Wars set. And we have the 75095 TIE Fighter, which is a great looking display piece. So guys, that is going to be it for for this year. That was quite a lot of sets. That's the issue. The years have more and more sets, so you know, videos are getting longer and longer, but that was a brief overview of the year Star Wars 2015. Please let me know if you guys have any other video suggestions, and otherwise I'll see you guys next time here on my channel for another great LEGO video. Bye bye.